business, maybe you have a hobby and you're wondering, you're thinking, is this like a business? And so today we're going to be talking about taking a leap of faith from hobby to business with today's guest, Sonya Staples, who is a startup business coach. She's hanging out with us in the virtual studio and will be live right after this quick intro. Don't you move.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Why y'all so happy?
And you don't know? Sharvette Mitchell is on the radio.
It's time to get motivated, excited, and influenced. Why? It's the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, live from Richmond, Virginia. And now, here to motivate, excite, and influence you, Sharvette Mitchell.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, broadcasting live from the capital city of Richmond, Virginia, but heard and seen all across the World Wide Web. We are so excited to have all those that are coming on in from all across our live streaming platforms. So 3 different places on Facebook. Let us know in the chat that you are here. Those that are listening from YouTube, hello, YouTube. Those that are listening from LinkedIn, hello, and certainly those that are checking us out on our main website, Sharvette.com. And we cannot leave out our podcast listeners who check us out on Apple and iHeartRadio and Stitcher and all those places. We are excited to have you. As always, the goal of the show is to motivate, excite, and influence. And we're going to be talking about taking a leap of faith from hobby to business today here on the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. So let me shout out a few people. Hey, Mom, thanks for hanging in here with us. Thank you for being here. Hello, Tony M. Winston. Thank you for hanging out with us. Kamisha is holding it down. Hey, girl. Hey, glad to have you. Thank you, LinkedIn, for hanging out with us. We are glad to have you, Danielle. Thank you so much for being here. And so go ahead and tag a bestie where you feel, you've seen them maybe working on a hobby, working on something, or a t-shirt business or something. They're just wondering, can I really kind of go to the next step, go to the next level? The answer is yes. And so listen, this segment is brought to you by my upcoming pop-up luxury retreat that's going to be happening in Orlando, Florida, this coming November. You can jump over to joinsharvette.com. Join Sharvette.com and you can find out all the deets, and we'll be sharing a little bit more about it in this episode. So that is one of our sponsors. So let me introduce our guest, as we are all of the platforms are just sending you all notices saying, hey, come check out the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. So Sonya Staples is here. She is with us. She's an entrepreneur. She is an author. She is a prison reform advocate. In 2018, she founded her nonprofit organization, From Prison to Promise, to help people with criminal records reintegrate into society as productive citizens. She has worked with a variety of clients ranging from small business owners, entrepreneurs, nonprofit organizations, and the like to help them achieve their business goals. And again, she's known in these streets as the startup coach. Thank you so much for those that are retweeting over on Twitter. We thank you. We see you coming on in. Hey, Crystal Spady, thank you for being here. Hello, Kim, my sister, hanging out over on YouTube. All right, let's bring up our guest without further ado. Coming to the stage, Sonya is joining us. Hey, girl. Hey, welcome to this Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I am doing well. We are excited to have you and to just share a little bit more about you with our audience here. And so certainly I'd love for you to just kind of start off telling us, how did you get started in this space of helping people with their businesses?
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here and to share with everyone. Taking a leap of faith is huge because that's exactly what I did. I started out with my nonprofit, From Prison to Promise. My inspiration behind that was I was a former prison wife for 24 years. So during that journey, I actually, met a lot of people and had a lot of conversations and saw that there was actually a need for the support systems of the incarcerated to just have someone to actually speak to that understands the journey that they're going through. So with that, I started to develop a podcast kind of like we're on now.
Uh-huh.
And the idea was just to share about your experiences, whether it be returning to society from incarceration or supporting someone in that situation. Basically, it was just giving the platform for people to have a voice. So I did that within a year, and going through that walk and listening and talking to people, someone told me that I should do that as a nonprofit. And I never thought about it because I just did it because I like helping people. Never
Yeah.
thought about putting anything else to it but helping. So at the time, I was at a job making $21 an hour at a job that I had no degree in. I just had experience. And the job was awesome. However, it was not fulfilling me. So as I did my podcast more and more, the 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 feeling was just there at the job that is like, this is not for me, because I
Uh-huh.
was so rewarded doing the podcast for 1 day a week and not being rewarded for 40 hours a week. So it
Uh-huh.
didn't pan out. So with that, I took a leap of faith. I actually went out on leave for a surgery. During that time, I meditated, manifested, and like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it. Originally, I sent out to give them, to tell them, can they reduce me from 40 hours to 32, just to give me 8 hours a week to work on my business.
All right.
They denied it. And once they denied it, I said, okay, well, January 18th will be my last day. And January 18th, 2019 was my last day. And I have not looked back ever since.
Wow, 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 wow. And so do you encounter people who they have maybe an idea and they don't know, like, is this a hobby? Is this a business? How would you, help somebody kind of decide and think through those questions?
Yeah, I definitely run across a lot of people that question that all the time. Or if they say that they're doing something, I'm like, you can make some money on that, right? Um, but I do all the time. I find that people, when they look at business, they just look at the surface part about it,
Yeah.
and they don't understand that it's more than one way to get to where you need. And a lot of us, including myself, get caught up in imposter syndrome, where we
Yeah.
think that we have to be at a certain level in order to even start, when you just have to start. That's all you
Yeah.
have to do is start. Um, but yes, that's every day. People, we are so programmed in the Western way to work, to go to a job, to have that stability that we can actually see, as opposed to putting that stock into ourselves and doing it for ourselves, because it can be done.
All right. All right. And so why is entrepreneurship important? What is the main thing that you kind of talk to clients about and people along your journey of why and how entrepreneurship is important?
Entrepreneurship is important for me because I, over the years, found out that I am not manageable. I am a leader. I am not the person. I will allow you to guide me, but only to a certain point, because once I get to something and I master it, I'm like, okay, let's take this to the next level. And when you have a supervisor over top of your head, you can't do that because it's corporate strategy, not yours.
Uh-huh.
So now that I'm an entrepreneur, it's like, all right, I see something. I was like, oh, I can do this. Let me take my business to the next level. And I have nobody over top of me
Mhm.
stopping me from that. So the only thing that would stop me or pause me from that is actually fear, of going to the next level or getting the no or what have you. But through the years, I've learned how to overcome that too, because for every no, I get a huge yes.
All
So
right.
yeah, you have to revel in that and be grateful for the yeses that you do get. But yeah, entrepreneurship is very important to me because it allows me to live the life that I deserve to live. When I do have my times that I need to just shut down, I can afford to do so. And when I say afford, it's not because of my bank account. It's just the fact that of my career allows me to do so, and that's
Yeah.
a really big thing for me.
All right, all right. And so, are there any types of myths that are out there related to, in particular in this kind of startup space, in this hobby space? So I think that when the pandemic hit, a lot of people, started doing things just because they were like filling their time. So
Hmm.
they might have figured out, how to create T-shirts, or they might have figured out how to make jewelry, or they, these types of things. And are there myths and the things, misbeliefs that people have around, taking a hobby to a business?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. The first pushback is, well, everybody's doing it. And my answer
Mhm.
to that is, one, the bread didn't matter when they started making bread. They got every piece of bread on the shelf. The wonder is
Uh-huh.
still there. So another one, it's people think they have to have brick and mortar starting out. I got to have a business. I got to have a shop to do all of this stuff. And I'm like, hold on, let's think about this. Do you live in a house? Do you live in an apartment? Yes, you have your business. You have your brick and mortar. You have your shop. There's over 400 write-offs that you could use just from using your home office. So that's a benefit for you, because buildings and brick and mortar are expensive. And
Mhm.
whether you make sales or not, those bills have to be paid, whether you make sales or not.
Right.
Um, let's see, another myth, just pretty much just listening to everyone else and not finding out information for yourself.
Oh, that's good.
Um, yeah, I mean, the biggest thing that I have learned and that I talk about all the time, and this is a testimony to you, Charlotte. I tell people and I say, you know, I have watched Charvette since she has put out a post about Vistaprint, and it was giving away some free item or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And
Oh my
I didn't make
gosh.
it. Yes,
That
that was a
was
long time ago. But I
yes.
didn't make it. But I did not make it. And from there, I started looking at your stuff and I'm like, wow, this lady is awesome, but she is wow. Like I felt like I felt like you were unapproachable to me
Oh,
because
wow.
of where I was at. But as I learned in business and as I kept myself coachable, I understood that you were actually more reachable than I thought you were. It was just the timing and the patience and how to do it. Because even
Mhm.
if it was only a discovery call, that's still something that helps me along my path. So
Yeah.
even if it stopped at that time at the discovery call, which it did, and then I picked back up, it still worked out for my good. So that's my biggest advice for the myths. Like I can go on and on for days with the myths. I've heard some crazy stuff. And and I'm like, no, baby, who told you that? Give me a hug. Come here. But
Oh,
but
thank you for
yeah.
sharing that. Thank you for
Yes.
sharing that. And certainly, one of the benefits of social media, which we are broadcasting all over various locations all across the World Wide Web. Go ahead, y'all, throw up some hearts as Sonya Staples is here with us, business startup coach. Go ahead and throw up some hearts. If you're new to the broadcast, let us know where you are watching from and where you're listening from. Let me capture this comment. Hey, Yulika Kimber, who's tuning in as well. And also, Carla R. Jenkins retweeted us on Twitter. Thank you so much. Tony
Okay.
Winston said, keep yourself coachable and people will be reachable. That's good.
Absolutely.
That's
That's a
good.
good one, Tony. That's
That's
definitely
good.
good.
Be reachable. And so the point, and thank you, Kamisha, saying be reachable as well. And so the point of, I think social media, and one of the things is that, it cuts down this 6 degrees of separation. So there's this notion or thought out there that we're only 6 degrees or six people away from really anyone in the world. And now with social media, people really argue that that's probably more like 2 degrees or 3 degrees, where we are touchable and we are relatable. And so,
Absolutely.
talk about the name of your business. So, CEO. So, kind of a spinoff of CEO.
Yes, yes, yes. So, I mean, as I got more into the business coaching, that CEO word, everybody's like, she's such a boss. You're a boss. You're a boss. So I wanted to be unique. Of course, I'm extra. My husband called me extra. Um, but I am extra. So that's where the CEO came from. I mean, because I'm a boss in my own right. I mean, everything that I now that I got over the hump and I took that leap, let me tell you, it's nothing that I can't do. Even if I can't do it, it's nothing that I can't do. I'm going to try it,
Yeah.
mess it up. And if it ain't my speed, I'm going to keep it going. But I took the leap. And after that, I mean, the battery is in my back. What more can you ask for?
There you go. There you go. How can people connect with you on social media while they are hanging out listening?
People can connect with me on social media. I'm actually streaming live on my page, Sonya the CEO. I have a business accountability partners group that you guys can join where I'll be sharing tips and everything. I'm also on my private page, Sonya Hart on Facebook, and Sonya the CEO on Instagram as well.
All right. So what we're going to do is take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, Sonya, I definitely want you to share what are the first three to five things that startup businesses really need to have in order, or the things that you consider when you're coaching with clients. And again, thinking in that hobby, that person that's transitioning from a hobby into business. So we're going to hold it. I'm going to let you enjoy the virtual green room and some virtual snacks and drinks. And we're
Okay.
going to be coming right back after our quick commercial break. And again, thank you for all those that are tuning on in all across the world wide web. We see you. So we're going to take a commercial break to hear from our sponsors. And we'll be back here on the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. Don't you move. For the last 6 years, I've hosted events in Richmond, Virginia, but in 2022, I introduced the Pop-Up Luxury Retreat happening in Orlando, Florida, November 3rd through November 6th. Something special happens to a group of women when they meet in person, dine together, and sleep on site without the distractions of the outer world, and in a place that is a physical representation and manifestation of where they are going. After the last 2 years, I am positive you want connection, community, a touch of adventure, and a time to rejuvenate. So I am inviting a very small group of women entrepreneurs and leaders to join me in Orlando, Florida, in a 10,000 square foot mansion. In this luxury setting, we'll focus on your marketing, your support systems, and your mindset. Schedule a meet and greet call at joinsharvette.com to discuss this retreat.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how, and we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids need to know the dangers and how to avoid them. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids, because when you talk, they hear you.
All right, welcome back again to the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. And if you're saying, oh, wait a minute, tell me more about Florida, just jump over to join Sharvette.com and you can get all the deets. Listen, Yulika Kimber is hanging out with us. She already has her suite reserved in the 10,000 square foot mansion. And so Yulika, we're excited that you are going to be with us. And Tony Winston as well is going to be in the mansion with us. So we are excited about that. Let's bring Sonya back up as we continue this conversation and really talk about taking the leap of faith from hobby to business, And so what are some of the first things, and I'm 3 to 5 things, that we can kind of just start at 1 and go to 5, that you would recommend for somebody that has a hobby and transitioning to a business?
Okay. First of all, the business mindset. You have to have a business mindset. Just because you want to start a business does not automatically give you the business mindset. And again, I'm talking about me as well. It's a lot that you have to learn, but you have to understand, again, be coachable, be able to learn. Don't put yourself on so high on a pedestal that you can't learn from anyone, because you can. So the first thing I would say is to have a business mindset. The second thing I would say is have a plan. No, if you don't know where you are, you don't know where you're going. So you have to have a plan on what it is that you want to do and what you want your business to look like. The third thing that you have to have is a support system. It's good to have a good team. And it sounds like a daunting task, but if you have children like I do, my baby just graduated yesterday. Done.
Congrats.
Yes, thank you. but that was my team, you know. So even little stuff, my daughter, she's good on social media. I would get her to post something or make me a flyer or little stuff. But I made my kids my team. I made them do little tasks until I was able to get better help. And
Yeah.
within that, it's a lot of options out here. We got college interns that need hours all day. Go get them. So yes, the support system. What else we need? We need dedication and what do I want to say? Discipline.
Oh, that's good.
Definitely need discipline. I have I suffer from high functioning depression, and sometimes it's days that I just don't, want to do. But with that, I recognize my triggers and I know that this is a business and I have to eat regardless. So not ignoring myself, but recognizing my triggers, understanding that I need to get over this hump and understanding that I need to recover from that as well.
Yeah.
Um, so that's a big thing for me because we have a lot of people that suffer from high functioning depression. Some
Yeah.
people just suffer from depression and can't get over just the daily hump.
Yeah.
um but when we recognize that and we're able to speak to it, recognize the triggers, understand that it's okay, it happens to everyone, and
Yeah.
let's push forward and move on. um, and let's see, the last but not least, I mean, the biggest thing is to have faith. It
Yeah.
can happen. Have faith and be again obedient. Like this universe or the God to your understanding will lead you. Listen, if it is not your path, yes, the door will be closed because it's not for you. But that
Yeah.
does not mean stop. Delay does not mean denied. That doesn't mean stop. That
Yeah.
just means that you kind of off purpose for what you are supposed to do. Let's get you back in line so we can get you where you need to go.
Oh, such good advice. And listen, we have a recap here. Tony and Winston, follow the pink squirrel. You all can check her out. She said, have a biz mindset. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Number one. Number two, have a plan. Great, great, great. Number three, have a support system. And I love how you talked about incorporating your family. And that support system may be family. For some people, it may be people they find at a networking event. It may be people that they find on social media. So that support system could look like a lot of things. Would you agree on that point?
I definitely would agree on that. A lot of people support my nonprofit that I have never met in person. And they are all over the world, but they follow me on social media and it's like, oh my God, I just love the cause. I love your spirit. I love what you're doing. I love you, love you, love you. And I'm like, I love y'all too. So so we just, that's my support system. I just had a moment where I just had to go back and reflect because I had a wall that was put into me and I wanted to fight so bad, and spirit
Mm,
said no, this is a learning period, and I had to listen, but that thing was tearing me up, trust me. And
wow.
I reached out to one of my support systems from social media, and I just sent her a message and she sent me back, and it's like she lifted the whole burden off of me. And I've
Wow.
never met this lady, but she always encourages me. She checks me when I'm wrong. That's a big
Mm,
thing. And I can accept that from a complete stranger, but I
wow.
can accept it because her delivery is genuine and I appreciate it.
Wow.
And that,
Powerful.
yeah, that's a big thing. You brought up a
Yeah.
good thing. That support system, no matter where it comes from, if you have the energy and it matches, do it.
Do it, do it,
Yes,
do it. Wonderful. And then you said you need dedication and discipline, and then certainly round it up with faith. You need faith. You need some level of faith.
absolutely.
Some level, I believe at every entrepreneur, whether they believe there is another being or something else, you absolutely operate in faith because none of us know that we're going to sell that people are going to continue buying our shoes. We sold a pair, but we don't know if they're going to continue buying them. We sold a service. We don't know if it's going to continue to sell. That's faith to operate in that realm. So whether you know what you identify that as, let me help you and affirm it is you are operating in a level of faith. Let me capture this here. Kamisha said we can use these tips as business affirmations. Oh, that's good. That's good.
Absolutely.
That's good.
Absolutely. Like and I'm all for it. You see, I got my 111 shirt on, and
Yeah.
because I'm in my mode, I'm in my manifestation mode, and everybody has to, get to that point where they have to like shut down, see where you are, and get to manifesting. We need that refresh because especially as coaches, we pour out a lot. We
Yeah.
pour out a lot. So we have to make sure that we feed ourselves that stuff back so we can give that quality information that we need to give and continue to do what we have to do.
Yeah, and you actually did earlier in the year. You did a vision board event, and then you just had, or it's coming up where you're
I
kind of
just
like,
did the
hey,
refresh.
you just
Yeah.
did it. Yeah, so tell us about that.
Yes, that was awesome. So did a vision board refresh. And like you said, I did the original one at the beginning of the year. I actually go to a tea shop.
Uh-huh.
And we sit there and we sip tea and we talk tea. So, a lot of people ask about, business stuff and I'm just in there just running my mouth. So that's how we got to the vision board. A lot of people did not make it. So we decided to do the refresh, which was this past weekend. And it was actually awesome. I took my whiteboard and I wrote down some tips about vision boards because I'm still surprised at how many people are not familiar with them and just don't do them. So with that, I gave them some tips on how to start a vision board because it can be a daunting task if you don't know, what's going on.
Yeah.
So with that, we sat down and we had talks. We had heart to hearts. I had one lady say, I have so much to do today, but today is my day. And I meant I was going to come in here and do my vision board. And I said, that is awesome. I like that.
Yeah.
So we had a good time. We did our vision boards, we took pictures. And out of that, I do have another networking event coming up, Tips and
Yes,
Teas
tell us
at
about it.
Grammys.
Yeah.
Yes, Tips and Teas at Grammys is going to be on the 25th at on Brook Road here in Richmond, 5652 Brook Road. Basically, it's again tips and tea. We're going to sit down and we're going to talk about some business tips. I have people in the room from different businesses, so I
Mm-hmm.
want them to be able to glean from each other on different things. Just because you sell bracelets and I do compliance work does not mean we cannot network.
That's
Um,
good.
Yes, so that's going to be coming up, and I'm very excited about that. But with that, the lady that did say that she was taking her day, she said that she's making it mandatory for her team to come to Tips and Teas, and
Wow.
she wants them to have homework when they get back because she said she gonna whip her team into shape. I said, okay, sis, well you do what you do. You make sure they be here, baby. And she said, yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
yes.
But
All right.
yeah, that vision board refresh was very good. It was good.
Oh,
It's
wonderful.
motivational. Helps you see what you accomplished, help you see what you need to get.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wonderful. Tammy, thank you for being here over on YouTube. Hey, Natalie, thank you for popping on in as well. And so, where can they find out more about all of the events? Because I know you're going to be doing some things coming up. And so what's the best way to stay connected with you?
Yes. So social media, Sonya the CEO. Again, I also have a business accountability page in that group. So if you guys want to join there for tips and information, you can. I'm also on Instagram, and my website is going to be available this week. Yay. And that's
Yay.
going to be SonyaTheCEO.com.
Awesome. And that's the
Yes.
rebranding and refresh of,
That's
of your
the
of your
that's the
website.
re everything. The re
The re
everything. Yes.
And so what's so powerful about what you do and really kind of how you got into the space, as you mentioned, you are, prison reform advocate and certainly started from prison to promise. And a lot of times when people come out, they cannot get hired. there's a difficulty in getting hired. So if there is a skill that they have that they can create a business, I mean, that would make perfect sense. Even if we think of, do you remember Sweetie Pies out of St. Louis that would come
Yes.
on, and she talked about how she wanted to make sure her son had done some time, and she wanted to make sure he had viable employment. And here she is, as an entrepreneur, and was able to bring him in, and now he's doing, other great things and all of that. So I think that's really powerful, that you have that type of impact.
Absolutely. I think the best thing about what I do is offer people hope. It's a lot of
Yeah.
people out here that, some just think they're not worthy of certain things. And I
Mm-hmm.
can speak to it because I was that person at one time. So I
Yeah.
understand how it feels to want to do something, feel like you can't do it because you don't have the money, or feel like you can't do it because people might not buy from you, or you think people
Mm-hmm.
don't like you, or what have you. It's a whole world out here that's bigger than where you're sitting at. So you
Yeah.
have to break that mind frame and offer those people hope, especially with them coming home from prison or jail. They have
Yeah.
lost hope so much that it's to the point where they really do not trust. And being in that capacity for so long, I understand it. However,
Mm-hmm.
that does not stop me from speaking to it. A lot of people, it's a barrier for them to speak to it because of the way that they communicate. It's very harsh, it's very brash, it's very to the point.
Yeah.
However, I understand that, and I know what to speak to, and I still deliver that hope. You have some brilliant minds in prison and brilliant minds that have returned home. I have a caseload of people that have returned home with degrees that are higher than anything that I've achieved in prison.
Wow.
In prison, the legal mindset is crazy. The legal mindset is crazy. The knowledge that they have about history, they are very learned individuals. However, when they come home, it's a shame, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
stigma that does not allow them to feel as people.
Mm-hmm.
Forget getting a job. Forget, like, I need to feel like a person
Yeah.
before you put all of these demands on me. So I think that's the biggest part that I give in my nonprofit and my coaching is I give people hope to let them know it can be done. Stop being so hard on yourself.
Yeah.
You can do it, because I trust me, I was that person. I would tell myself no quick before I even answer the question. Before I even ask the question. Like, don't do that.
Yeah. No
But when I
quick.
started, yeah, but when I
Yeah.
started telling myself yes, and knowing and believing in what I do, that's what made
Yeah.
me prosper.
Yeah, so good. Wow. Thank you for your time and your work. And if there's someone saying, "Wow, I connect with her, would like her to help me, get my business started and get things going," what's the best way for them to reach out to you?
You got several ways. So my phone number is 347-889-0934. Feel free to text me. You can email me at info@sonyatheceo.com. You can inbox me on Facebook or Instagram, Sonya the CEO. You can send smoke signals in the air. I'll make sure I'll get it. Uh, you can just email me, you guys. Do what you like. Please follow me, you guys. If you need help with anything, prison advocacy, what have you, if you just want to talk and scream, I'm here for that as well. You guys, this has been awesome. I'm so excited to
Yes.
work with you, Sharvette, and that testimony that I said, I tell it to everybody because it's actually the truth. I remember where I
Wow.
was at when I said it and when I called you, and I'm like, I'm never gonna work with Sharvette, and look at me.
There you go. Look at you.
I'm
Look at you
here.
now.
I'm
You're
here.
here. You are here. And shout out to Christina Griffin Harrison.
Yes, that's
Uh,
my other mama, y'all.
She's saying, proud of you. Proud of you. Thanks for stopping by, Christina,
Thank
and
you.
listening. Well, we appreciate this time and just hearing more. Natalie, Brian is saying, so very proud of you. So
Thank
very
you,
proud.
Natalie. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you guys staying on and listening, and Tony doing the tips.
Yeah.
I love it.
She was your scribe today. She was your scribe.
That's right. Teamwork. I love it.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Well, we're going to
That's
let
right.
you go because we've taken a little more time than we asked for, and certainly going to keep our eyes on you and all the great work that you're doing for business owners, hobbyists, everyone in the community. Thank you, Sonya.
Thank you, guys. You have a
Oh,
good one. Thank you so much.
all right. Wow. Another amazing segment here on the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. If you missed any portion, wherever you are watching or listening, you can hear the replay. One of the easiest ways is just to go to our main website, Sharvette.com. That has all of our past guests, and you'll be able to see upcoming shows and all the things. If you're on or listening on our podcast and you're like, well, how can I connect with Sonya? Just look down below in the show notes. While you are there, go ahead and subscribe to our podcast and rate our podcast while you are there. You may be listening from Blog Talk Radio. Hey there. Hey, leave us a comment as well. Thank you for all those that are here live, just checking in. Thank you so much over on YouTube. Thank you, Miss Ward, First Lady Ward. Keep doing what you do. All the claps that are coming up. My sister is clapping it up also. Kim over on YouTube. CEO. That's it. It is a wrap today. Thank you, Duchess, for being here. Beautiful earrings. I don't have on her earrings today, but she has some amazing, amazing earrings. Go ahead and type the link while you're over there, Duchess, to your shop for earrings. Beautiful handmade earrings that are beautiful. Thank you, Kamisha, for being here. Kamisha and Crystal for popping on in. Yeah, you came in late, but it was good. Listen, better late than ever. Better late than never. All right, you guys. I will see you all later on the web. This is Sharvette Mitchell, your lovely, beautiful host. Find out more about the show and see what's coming up and check anything that's happened in the past at Sharvette.com. Peace and love.
Live from Richmond, Virginia, you've been listening to the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. Get Sharvette Mitchell every Tuesday at 6 p.m. interviewing all the stars you want to hear from. So until next week, stay motivated, excited, and influenced. This